Math 7. Here's our new flip book, writing equations and solving inequalities. We set this up today in class, or a couple days ago. We're going to start with our writing equation page first. And when you're writing equations, the first thing you want to do is carefully read the problem. So you have to have some discipline and read through it, probably more than just once, to see what are they asking you, what information do they give, and what information is important. So after you read the problem carefully and you know what you're trying to look for, you're going to name your variable. And I'll give you an example of what this looks like, but when you find out what they're asking you to look for, what they don't know, yep, that's when you're going to name your variable. You're going to call it X or A or N, what is a mystery in the problem. And then with your variable named, you're going to make an equation. So you're going to have an equation with your variable that expresses the problem. Okay, so for example, hello boys, I'm making a video right now, so could you go back outside please? No sound Xbox? Sure. Say hello to Math 7.
Hi.
You can wave like this.
Hi.
There's Cash's hand.
I did your cat food.
There's Eyeball's hand.
I did your cat food problem in kindergarten.
Okay, whatever. So, example number 1. An angelfish can grow to be 12 inches long. If an angelfish is 8.5 inches longer than a clownfish, how long is a clownfish? Question mark. All right, so an angelfish can grow to be 12 inches long. So I guess we're going to assume that this angelfish is 12 inches long in our problem. So if an angelfish is 8.5 longer than a clownfish, how long is a clownfish? So if I read it real carefully, I know that we're looking for the length of the clownfish. So I'm going to name my variable right now. I'm going to call what I don't know, which is the clownfish, C for clownfish. And I am going to let people know that C means, in my equation, the length of the clownfish. And then I'm going to create my equation with what they gave me. So we know that the angelfish is 12 inches long, and that equals the clownfish plus 8.5 inches. These two together equal the angelfish. So if I solve my equation using the steps, we're going to subtract 8.5 from both sides. And that cancels out. We just have this clownfish's length left, which is 3.5. So the clownfish equals 3.5 inches. And that would be our final answer to properly explain the length of a clownfish. Let's do one more example. This time we are going to have a two-step equation to create. So here's the problem. A rental car company It's an N, sorry. Rental car company charges $30 a day. Plus 5 cents per mile for gas. If the James family paid $50, for their rental, how many miles did they drive? So we want to know how many miles. That's what we got to try to figure out. So in naming our variable, I'm going to say m equals number of miles driven by the James family. So we know that this whole thing cost them $50. So everything that they explain in the problem equals $50. So 50 equals, let's see, the $30 a day plus the 5 cents per mile. So 5 cents, it's actually 0.05 cents times however many miles that they drove. So to solve this equation, we would first subtract 30 from both sides. And we get 20 equals 0.05 miles, and then we divide by 0.05. And you can do that off to the side, but just think about how many times 5 goes into 20 and add a couple zeros to it. So that would be the miles that they drove equals 400. So let's say 400 miles would be an appropriate answer to this problem. Since it says how many miles did they drive, 400 miles would be the answer. And we are going to practice some more in class.